I got my heating pad. Greetings, everyone. I got my sage today. You are told, he the hands that has never been told. Chant a psalm a day. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. I'm here again today. You know what it is. You know what time it is, y'all. You know, it's getting serious out here. It's not no joke. It's getting serious, okay? Very serious. Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We are live again today on this beautiful Sanyo. Sanyo is the day for Monday. Sanyo. Sanyo. So we are on the Sanyo. And this is Monday for you all out there, English speakers. We are on Monday. And today, you know, we start off the work for some of us. And for some of us, maybe, you know, ending the work, whatever it is. I have this heating pad, y'all. Oh. Okay, there we go. I have to bring it around this way. I don't want to be down, down there. So anyway, I wanted to, welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. Thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here again. I've been quite the busy bee. Okay. Um, and if I haven't answered the phone, my phone has been off. I've been working. I've been, in some deep work. And those who know me, know that when I get into that space, it's, it's deep. When I get into that space, it's quite deep. So I wanted to start. Let me get this off here. I wanted to start and say thank you first of all for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. Let's get up close today, okay? I am prefacing the psalm today with everything that's happening in our world may not, how can I put it? May not be what you want, things that are happening in the world, in your life, whatever is going on. And oftentimes we find ourselves in places that we may not want to be. And this has happened to me. So I know, what I'm, talking about. I talk from experience, in other words. So, but I have my hot tea and it's delicious. Let me turn this fan off. So, in the psalm today, Chant A Psalm, first of all, thank you for joining and welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. And as I was, talking about, I may not be readily available. I am in a deep work. I'm working on a big grant. It's up in the million. I mean, it's a big grant, and I want to be able to stay focused. So I will communicate with everyone, call you, and return those kind words that I have been getting. So I have not forgotten I have not forgotten you. Greetings of love and tranquility. With great gratitude for the Most High daily, Elsu. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. It's a bless to have you in the place because you bring such a righteous freeness. And that's what our word is today, actually. The word of the day, I'm getting a theme song for this. My son, he's creating a theme song for the word of the day, the verse of the day, the daily communication to righteousness for women, and the lessons, life lessons from the ocean. So these are little, songs he's going to put together. I already recorded my voice, and he's, doing the music in the background of it. So you'll get to hear that once that's finished. That's going to be really good. Interesting to see what comes out about that. So thank you, Elsu, for joining, and thank you for liking this video. Thank you, everyone, for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. Yeah, so I've been quite busy. I've been bunkered in. I don't want to say bunkered down because I don't go down. I'm going to stay up and up, up, up. I'm going to up. Keep on up. So, yeah, I've been bunkered up in the business of work and taking research and putting it into my grant. It's a tedious process. So I apologize and for doing that to myself. I don't apologize for not communicating to anyone. That's I don't. That's not nothing wrong. I'm doing. I'm working. When people at work, they're at work, right? My work is not, a work that's like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. It's like when I'm at home, I'm working. So the word today, righteously free, just echoes El Su, and I thank you for being part of this Chant A Psalm A Day. So yeah, we have some things to unpack today, really. So that tea is so good. I just want to sit here and drink tea all day. Yep, I undid my braids, and I'm giving myself a treatment, a natural treatment for my follicles, because my hair follicles, because of menopause and hormones. That's why you got to be careful what you eat, because they can take you off balance, especially as you're getting older and you wonder why things are happening. Then you go to the doctor and he gives you all these drugs. But you got to eat vegetables and fruits. That's important. This rise, I actually had some oatmeal for the first time. So I'm on an oatmeal and fruits in the rise journey. I'm starting today. So next day, I'm going to have to do that again. And the treatment that I made for my hair, oh my gosh, my hair's undergone so much trauma. And it's, it's just gone through so much trauma. Anyway, I created a treatment for it. And it's a treatment that I'm taking internally and externally. So it's the internal treatment I'm taking is biotin. Biotin is for hair and skin and stuff like that. So I'm taking that internally. I don't even take aspirin. I take ginkgo biloba. I take those as well. So I take herbs. I'm an herb girl. Herb girl. So that's what I take. No eggs, no cheese, no dairy. My son made a croissant and he put cheese in his. And I was like, don't put cheese in mine. No egg for me. No cow's milk. That stuff is not good for your body, for your skin, for everything like that. So I'm off of those. I've been off of that. So no chicken. The only thing that I have in my freezer right now is from the sea, and I'm trying to cut that. It's from the sea. I got sockeye salmon. I got salted pollock, which is like saltfish in the islands. I'm gonna make some fish cakes. And I have, what else do I have? Salmon, and I have some mahi mahi. Mahi mahi's expensive, like 20 something dollars for mahi mahi. So I spent a pretty penny in groceries. But those are eaten lightly because the iron is from the beans. I got like a bunch of beans. So beans every day are important for that iron, and the kale. I got this big thing of kale. It's so beautiful. I can do my smoothies with the kale. Um, 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 Thank you. So thanks for liking the video. So that is my, and that may help someone else out there who wants to, get healthy and stuff like that. Because yeah, that's what happens. Let me, okay, I'm not gonna send that. My friend is, let me see. Um, so this is getting kind of hot. So yeah, I have a treatment, and let me tell you what the treatment I have. Aloe vera is, I mixed some bay leaf because I brought some bay leaf with me. My parents' property has a bay leaf tree. Pick some bay leaf and I put it in my suitcase. So bay leaf, I boil that and I put it with aloe, coconut oil, and some moringa powder. I put that in there too. And I drink some of it, and also put it in my scalp. And I take black seed oil. I take the black seed oil, I mix it all together and put it there. And um, I started the treatment today. So I'll share as I go along on this, journey of, finding natural things to treat yourself as you get up in age in this process, right? Um, so that is, so I'll do that twice a day. The treatment for my hair, I'll do that twice a day, in the rise, and I'll do it before I go to rest. And the biotin that I'm taking will be taken once a day in the rise. So, and then, my roasted roots tea with lemon is the best for me because it's just um it gives the body a good, let me see. Um, I'm trying to send a link. Share. Okay, there. Share to send. Okay, I'm sharing this live to some friends in other countries. Um, so when we look at, healthy healthy habits, it's really about, that's what's rich. That's what makes life rich. When you're healthy, to enjoy, your yacht, you're healthy to enjoy, you know, the things in life that you work for, but you're working and then you're not healthy. How are you going to enjoy it? So it just, you have to think about that. Um, so that's the regimen that I'm on, internal and external. Because when I got my hair braided, um, she mentioned that the follicles look weak, and my hair is thin, is weak, and I something I need. So in my meditation, because I am not, she was like, go to the doctor and stuff like that, and I have this insurance, I can go to the doctor and stuff like that, but they just like to experiment on folks. I'm not the guinea pig for them to go. I don't. So I created, yes, my regimen. Breathing is everything, because that's the oxygen that you're getting into your brain, and we just breathe and take it for granted. But we have to take moments to, because that brings that oxygen. That's what I had to do this entire couple of days, writing. There's a lot of brain work. I went to a cafe, I sat there, I tried to get some work done too. I just it's a lot of brain work. So I just want to thank those folks for sending me flowers and sending me kindness during this time that I am having to go through this. I'm looking for my lotion and or my oil. Where? Oh. So yeah, and then my oil, that's another thing, is helping me, is this oil. Putting it on areas, especially where they may be having some, like on my shoulder, my neck, etc. So I'm prefacing the psalm today with, um, we have free choice. We have free choice. And what are we going to do with that free choice? Are we going to, as the news says, consumers are going to be hit with high prices? Are you putting yourself as a consumer? Are are you going to, be, just a consumer and consuming things? Can you go without, or can you fast from the society's, norms of fast food, packaged food, processed food, stuff like that, that has so much salt, so much um, chemicals, that is eating away at our insides, literally. And then we wonder why we're sick and why, these things are happening to us. So we have to really be aware of that. And genetics plays a part. So once that genetics has been established within the family, and Aunt Susie got, bad sugar or bad blood, they used to call it in the South, you're going to stop eating what you see Aunt Susie eating, right? So folks have been examples to us, but we just don't want to see that. We want to go ahead and do the foolishness, and our bodies are thing. And then when people like me, people can't believe I'm 55 and I got 34-year-olds hitting on me, wanting to date me. And I'm like, I have a son that would have been 34 had he still been here. So you're like, you would be my son. I'm not, no. I'm a, mm-mm. So, oh my goodness. So I had to, tell folks that. But my point is, the reason that it's not just my genetics, my mom and my dad, that DNA really is part of it too. But I have to look at what the genetics and the outcomes of their lives and their people's lives have been, right? And what has happened, it's been diabetes, high blood pressure. These things have been part of that genetic makeup. Even alcoholism have been a part of that. And certain things like that could, be transferred. Schizophrenia, they're talking about that's maybe genetically, linked, because I'm teaching a lesson today about nature versus nurture in this entire conversation about, how children learn language. It's their genetics and it's their environment. It's both working together, right? So this is what happens. And oftentimes we know this and we have to, you know, um, not eat like Aunt Susie did. And we can't live the way certain things that brought um these ailments and these, these oops, struggles and challenges in health, in people's health. So, okay. So, in prefacing the psalm with all that, where do we go from here, sort of thing? Where do we, what's going to happen, right? So the question becomes, and the psalm today, I'm going to look at psalm number 3, because today is the third, and the number 3 is powerful. I love it. It's the Trinity. Number 4 is even more powerful because my children, two of them I birth on the fourth day, different months, but the fourth day. So the third psalm today, when I looked at it, I was like, whoa. It said, save me, oh my God, my righteousness, right? I look at God as righteousness, mercy, love, the whole deal. If you've been on here and know about how I define what God is, that's what I define it as. Many pastors and many clergy have said to me, that's what you define it as is fine, but it's needs to be called what it is, and I'm like, what do I call it what it is? The Lutheran call it this, the Pentecost call it that, the Jehovah Witness call it this call it that. Why can't we all join together and come into communion with each other in sharing that commonality of goodness and mercy and righteousness? Why can't we come into that commonality of that? So oftentimes that's not the case. Let me move this. I have to have this. This ain't stuff heating up. Okay. This isn't getting hot. This is infused with, okay. This is infused, this thing here with lemongrass and different herbs. So I want to get it hot, and I don't have a microwave. So you're supposed to put it in the microwave. I don't have a microwave. I can take it to work and put it in the microwave, but I don't have one here. And I don't really like microwaves because they're just not safe to be heating up your food. You need to sit and eat your food, and that's it, right? My son is gonna he's gonna heat my food up before I go, so I don't have to heat up in the microwave at work, because I don't want microwave heat up food. It's not healthy at all, not at all, to be doing that. So that's another thing. That's another thing. Um, so we are at 5 minutes to the top of the hour. I am about to start with the psalm. Thank you all for joining me and listening to me rant about, as I talk about, prefacing the psalm with, health is wealth, and being rich is being healthy. That's what rich is not how much money in your bank account. You could have $5 million that you're overseeing for a project, and you are head of this project. That doesn't make you rich. It doesn't. What makes you rich is your ability to have a tranquility of mind, first of all, meaning that you have a peace of mind, and that your life is fulfilled and sustained with what you are and who you are, not what somebody else has to validate you for. So, in Psalm number 3, this entire idea of saving me, oh my God, that's within. That saving you, that saving grace is within you. That is going to be that to save you. So, all righteousness, and I ask, that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable to what's right, because it may not be acceptable to you or this person or that person, how I translate the psalm. However, as I said, some pastors and some clergy disagree with me, and that's fine. My mom said they're gonna kick you out the church, but they kicked Jesus out the church too now, right? But anyway, I look at this active state of living, and the active state puts us in a place where there's actions. We have words, yeah, but the actions are what really gives that idea of what a person is. Their action, that they could do this. They could do this, kindness. They can, or the opposite, they can betray. So, in this psalm today, Psalm number 3, it's for the third day we're in the Ethiopian calendar. We're in the month of Ter. We're in the month of Ter, Ter, Ter. And the month of February, as everyone know, was designated Black History Month, right? I think the federal government had designated, I don't know if they did or not, but anyway, it's being looked at as American History Month. And 2024, I was on a mission to celebrate Black History Month every month. And people were like, what is she talking about? It's only February. And I'm like, no, I'm going to celebrate it every month. Now it's going away. And people called me on the phone. They're like, did you know that was going to happen? I said, no, I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know that was going to happen. I just wanted to celebrate my Blackness every month. That's my son every month. I want to celebrate that, my Blackness every month. It's at the top of the hour, everyone. We're at the top of the hour. So now they want to do away with it. Everybody's in an uproar. People who never celebrated Black History Month is like, why are they taking it away? You never celebrated that. You don't know about your Black history. What you talking about? You don't know about these things. Do you go and seek these things out and find out? It's interesting because Frederick Douglass talked. He has a quote. Where is the quote? I need a production assistant. Where the quote. The quote Frederick Douglass has, it says, once you learn to read, you will be forever free. So once you learn to read, you will be forever free. And that's what the word today is, free. The word today is free. So once we cannot be dictated by these, we can't wait, in other words, for the oppressor to free us and give us, the knowledge. We have to go out and seek it out. That's what the scripture says. Seek the face. Seek, you got to seek, and you shall find. So when I looked at the psalm today for the third, saving is where you want to be. That's the space you want to be in, that saving grace, right? Thank you for liking this video. So in verse 1, O righteousness, right? Now this psalm is a psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son. He left from Absalom, and you got to read the story about what they talk about David's son Absalom and what Absalom was trying to do to David. But this is a psalm when David was fleeing from his son, his own child, who wanted to hurt him. That's not nice, but this is what happens, y'all. So David, speaks about, there are many, I have many enemies. How many are my foes? Many arise up against I, and many are speaking of my life, that I don't have no future in righteousness, Selah. And this Psalm 3, verse 1 to 2, really kind of like, whoa. David is in some serious situation. For though many rise up against David, trying to do the righteousness. You get that happen to you when you try and do the right thing. People rise against you when you try to do the right thing, right? Telling you there's no future in doing good. You better go do bad. You better go, be part of the badness, or you ain't gonna get nowhere. That's what these folks are telling. The enemies are gonna say to you. They're gonna entice you to go do something bad so that you can have something here on this earth, and you're supposed to be building for that next place, that place that's a higher place. So verse 3 and 4, because this Psalm 3 is broken up into chunks. The first 2 verses, then the second 2 verses speaks of that's righteousness. No matter how the enemies talking about are rising up against folks and are speaking, of folks' life, that they don't have any future in their life when they're doing good, because the good always end up at the short end of the stick. That's where long suffering comes in. You better do good, no matter how long it is or whatever it is. So righteousness is that shield. That's what verse 3 and 4 is. And is that glory and that lifter up of your head. Because in verse 4, that's who you cry aloud to. You cry aloud to that righteousness. You let it out. And that righteousness answered. That righteousness answered from this sacred place. And this sacred place, Selah, is a place that wrongness can't touch. In other words, you can't go into that sacred place with the bull crap, with the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? Mm. So, verse 5 and 6 speaks of when you rest, when you go to rest, right? And you wake and rise again, you're going to be sustained. You're sustained now that you have risen and awake. You're not going to be afraid of many thousands of folks that have set themselves against, that are all around you. You're not going to be afraid of many thousands of these folks, right? So those of you who serve the righteousness and stay in that space of goodness, you cannot be afraid when you got to speak to thousands. I was told I'm going to be speaking to thousands one day. Thousands. And in those thousands, there may be some that don't like me. Right? But guess what verse 7 says? Arise, O righteousness. Save I, O God. For that righteousness is going to strike all the enemies on the cheek. Pow. Pata pow. And break the teeth of the wicked. Pow. One time. Okay? Salvation belongs to righteousness. That's where that future is. That future is going to be righteousness, goodness, mercy. You're going to be kept okay. You're going to be good in your elder years. You're going to be good. So in verse 8, after the teeth of the wicked is broken and the enemies, striking on the cheek, because when you strike on the cheek, boom, your teeth gone. Your teeth gone. When you hit somebody in their cheek right there, boom, their teeth is right there. The teeth are gone. The teeth are going to break. So in verse 8, this is the ending of this psalm. Salvation. And salvation is defined as the righteousness of the future. Belongs to righteousness. It belongs to that. And the people are going to be blessed. The people are going to be blessed that keep in that space. Selah. We're 40 minutes in and we finished the psalm. Oh, good, good, good. Now we got the daily communication to righteousness for women. I'm going to have a tune for that. And that's what this is. Daily communication to righteousness for women. So what is it up for today? For today, this is day 33. It's the 3rd of February, but it's the 33rd day we've been in from January, if those of you are on that calendar. So, model righteousness is love. What does that look like? Let's model it. We're at the top of the hour, about 10 minutes after the top of the hour, y'all. Model righteousness is love. So, what do? You cast all anxieties on righteousness because that righteousness cares for you. That is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Okay? This is for women. So, wise and all-knowing Father and Blessed Mother, give me strength to remember that through the changing circumstances of life, of I life, the love of righteousness is not going to waver. In times of upheaval and doubt, give me strength to take a deep breath and be filled with calm, knowing that righteousness is on my side. Selah and Selah again. And I think I read this yesterday. It seems familiar. But it's just every day we're going to read from this. Okay, every day. Selah and Selah. This is a 365-day devotional, so it's for every day. And then we have life lessons, life lessons, life lessons from the ocean. Life lessons from the ocean. Let me see what's today. Put your roots down in calm waters. Ooh, look at that. Put your roots down in calm waters. Look at the stingrays, my stingray friend. And the seahorse. And the fish. So, what is the life lessons from the ocean today? Put your roots down in calm waters. Some plants can grow in seawater. Seagrasses live among sand and mud where they can put down roots. They need lots of sunlight to grow and so are only found in shallow, clear water that tends to stay undisturbed by storms. Vast underwater meadows of seagrass called Posidonia grow around the Mediterranean, making a habitat for seahorses, flatfish such as stingray, and anemones. When their leaves do break off, the rolling motion of the sea turns them into soft balls that wash up on beaches, often forming piles of material that provide nutrients for plants to grow on land. See that? I love that. That's a life lesson from the ocean. To put your roots in calm waters, in a calm place. Where are you going to put your roots down? So that is, and then we have our word today with that's free. You're free to put your roots down anywhere. This word today, free, is brought to us by Galatians. I love me some Galatians because it starts with Galatians 5 verse 1. For being free, righteousness set us free. And righteousness set us free and said, go and do the righteousness. Some choose to do wrongness. But that Christ set each of I and I free to do the right thing. Stand firm. Galatians talks about in chapter 5, verse 1. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of enslavement. Remember, I prefaced a psalm about consumers. Who are you? Are you going to be a consumer and following this world into consumerism? What are you going to do? That's the yoke of slavery. Are you going to submit again to a yoke of enslavement? Galatians is talking about it today, y'all. Let's read the word today, free. Righteous free will comes from within. When I am living a limited life, shackled to outworn ideas and beliefs, and wishing for a more expansive experience, I take action to reclaim my freeness, right? I'm not shackled to these outworn ideas and beliefs, okay? People believe things. It's like, okay. Nothing and no one outside me can make me feel free. Nothing and no one outside me can make me feel righteously free. Okay? However, I can free myself by remembering and reclaiming I divine identity. Remember I said, who do you identify with? Who are you? What is your role model? Are you being a role model? Okay. So I take action to reclaim that freeness. Um, However, I can free myself and by remembering and reclaiming I divine identity and the ability to choose thoughts and direct my life. I have that free ability to choose my thoughts and direct my life. As I begin to feel better in my mind and heart, I will live more lightly regardless of the circumstances of what life is happening. Right? Regardless of these high prices for eggs, I don't eat them. It's not going to affect me. It's going to affect you out there who eat them. I am not going to allow life circumstances. Being free rests in standing firm in I divineness or divinity. Righteousness is without limitation. As a child of the divine, as a child of righteousness, you are a child of goodness. When you go out in the world, you're representing that. How are you representing that? Are you being a role model for that? Right? As you begin to feel freer in your mind and heart, you live more lightly regardless of circumstances of your life. I life. Being free rests in standing firm in your divinity. And as a child of the divine, you align yourself with truth of divinity. You align yourself with truth, not the lies that they're feeding you, not the lies that you have believed your whole entire life to put up a Christmas tree. I did it too as a child, but it's a lie. Following these things. Thanksgiving, all these things. Halloween. Now we got Valentine's Day coming up. People are going and buy stuff for their person. Align yourself with truth and feel the power of righteous freedom or righteous freeness, because you're not a dum-dum. You're not dumb, so don't put yourself into a dumbness or in a bad place by calling yourself bad. People say that, my bad, right? People use that language. And it makes me feel like people follow when they use these little sayings and languages instead of reclaiming your divine identity. You have now identified with this world and the way it speaks and the way it eats and the way it talks and the way it walks and the way it lives and the way it deteriorates. So as a child of the divine, you have to align yourself with this truth. And sometimes you're going to be alone because others are not aligning. And in this alignment, and you feel that power of righteous freeness. So Galatians kind of sums it all up. I love that that's the word today. The verse today, the verse of the day, verse of the day, verse of the day, verse of the day. I have a little tune for that too. Verse of the day, verse of the day. So we have the word of the day, free, being righteously free, rather. Galatians gave us a good, explanation of what that is. And then the verse of the day gives us another explanation. Psalm 59, verse 16 is another explanation. I will chant a song. I will chant a song. That's what Psalm 59, verse 16. I will chant a song of the righteousness' strength. In the rise, I will chant a song of righteousness' love. Okay? For righteousness is a fortress and a safety in times of trouble. Yeah. When you stick on that righteousness and that goodness, when times of trouble come, guess what? You have a safety. You have a safety. So, yeah, it's quite daunting. I would want to put it that way. But anyway, we are 50 minutes in. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. The Selah and Selah for the verse today, because that's what we got to do. We got to chant music of the strength of righteousness, like make it a song in the rise, of the love. So there's strength, there's love in righteousness, there's strength in righteousness, and it's a fortress in righteousness, especially when there are times of trouble abounding. Okay, so there we go. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. That was really beautiful, everybody, for sticking around. Have a blessed day, and remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it. And I'm gonna call folks. I got a list. I gotta return some calls. I gotta go make an appointment to see the hormone doctor or something. I gotta use my insurance, in other words. I don't gotta go to no doctor, y'all. I gotta go use my insurance and let them know I'm here. But I don't take drugs. I'm not gonna take their drugs. I'm not gonna believe what they tell me. I'm not giving them no blood to take nothing. So I don't know how they're gonna find anything out, because that's not no. Have a blessed day, everyone. Remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it, okay? Because it can be messy. Remember, take good care. Blessed day to everybody.